Hello everyone, this is All Things Gender Equality episode 3 and I am the co-host for the day. My name is Brenda and we have Twis here, our guest.
Hi guys, thank you for having me.
Yeah, so today we are going to talk about women in leadership positions, and this is a complex issue from the many years ago, and so far women in leadership positions have actually made great progress in recent years, but I feel like there are more efforts needed to achieve gender equality. But nowadays women are actually increasingly represented in leadership positions in different fields like politics, business, and some of the non-profit organizations. Like for example, I think Kamala Harris, who is the Vice President of the United States, yeah, she is also working now in in politics, right? And also we have the co-founder and CEO of Canva, and she is Melanie Perkins, right? Yeah, she is a famous CEO in the world right now. And despite all this advancement, I feel like women still face some obstacles, like we call the glass ceiling. It's something related to those invisible barriers that restrict women from progressing to senior roles, senior leadership roles. And yeah, I know there are many factors, but I mean the most common one would be stereotypes and society expectation, right?
Yeah, so these stereotypes might limit women's opportunities for success. For example, there are leadership stereotypes. It is widely thought that leadership qualities are naturally masculine. So men are frequently associated with aggressiveness, decisiveness, and competitiveness, while women are perceived as nurturing, emotional, and supporting. And then the second stereotype is for work-life balance, where the expectation that women should balance their professional and family commitments. It might generate extra challenges because women are perceived to prioritize family above work. Misconceptions about their dedication, dependability, or ability to take on challenging leadership responsibilities might arise. And maternity leave can also be a source of workplace discrimination. Returning to work after maternity leave can also be difficult for a woman. They may have difficulty coming back to their previous job position due to prejudices about their commitment or competency. Furthermore, women may face the motherhood penalty, in which they may be offered a lesser income or fewer prospects in career growth than their colleagues who don't have children. Now, because of all these factors, people might question women's dedication, dependability, or ability to take on leadership tasks. And then these misconceptions lead to prejudices, so that it's difficult for women to be perceived as successful leaders or be considered for leadership positions.
Yeah, like you say, I think the most serious problem that is directly related to why there are not many women in the leadership roles because of the maternity leave and also the work-life balance. And
Mm,
because of all these factors, it actually affects
mhm,
a number of women in the managerial roles. So
mm.
what can be done to actually encourage women to break the we call the glass ceiling and pursue leadership positions?
Well, start off, we could have a ranking system. So in this ranking system, we can list out their achievements, their capabilities, and use proper scoring systems for everyone to showcase their abilities. And with this ranking system, they can use it to apply for leadership roles. So that, for example, you have three leadership positions, and then you compare to another person who have like two leadership positions, and then the HR manager can probably vet out, do you want the person with the three leadership positions or the one with two but more applicable skills needed for the project? So that's ranking system. Second of all is sharing of testimonials for women in current leadership positions. So this can encourage girls and young women to pursue their passions and develop leadership skills. And for example, we have mentorship programs, leadership workshops, and internships. Now, it is important to provide women with the tools and resources they need to succeed. And then women entrepreneurs can also start companies with women-friendly cultures. And if these startups are able to deliver good business performance and actual proof to the rest of the world that women are very capable and having women practices can actually increase the workplace morale, then this is an example for other companies to follow suit and incorporate them in the company culture.
Uh,
Addressing unconscious bias. Yes.
Also, you have ranking system, you have mentorship session, and also like
Mm,
creating woman-friendly culture, right? But
yes.
I mean, in some industry, especially those male-dominated industry, like
Mm-hmm,
the engineering and the construction, where
mm-hmm,
actually most of the high-level position are men, and it make it more difficult for women to actually picture themselves in leadership roles if there are not enough female role models and mentors. And I
mm-hmm.
believe that male do have a major part in promoting gender equality in leadership position. And I mean, in what ways that you think men can actually support gender equality, like to encourage more women to pursue leadership roles?
That's an interesting question. Oh, I believe that we can start off by asking for everyone's input. So, for example, in the workplace, when the men are leading the teams, they can make a conscious effort to ensure that everyone's voice is heard by going around the room once, asking for input from each team member. So, this helps to create a culture where everyone feels valued and included, regardless of gender. And also for the people who are more introverted to speak up. So, it has more than one benefit for this method, and also ensuring a diverse team composition. So the men can work to ensure that the teams are composed of individuals with diverse backgrounds and experiences, including gender diversity. They could perhaps speak up about having the lack of gender diversity and to ensure that the various perspectives are represented within the projects and when making decisions. Thirdly, we can reduce gender segregated events or trainings. So, men can help to reduce this segregation by promoting events and trainings that are open to everyone, regardless of gender. This can create a more inclusive and welcoming environment where everyone can participate and contribute. Finally, creating a respectful environment where men and both women alike can create this by ensuring that the teams and organizations have policies and practices in place to prevent harassment and discrimination. And this is including clear guidelines for appropriate behavior and taking action when violations of gender inequality occur.
So yeah, so I think all in all, in conclusion,
Mm,
what are you trying to say is men can actually use their own influence and voice to promote diversity and inclusion in the workplace. They can voice out for their female colleagues, right? And besides that, they can also encourage their company to have like a fair and inclusive hiring process. Like
mm,
some boss, some employer, they would prefer single woman because they don't want to give maternity leave, right? Yeah, I think
yes.
that one is one of the main causes of why there are not many women in the leadership roles. And
Mm,
also besides having fair hiring process, I think that creating a gender balanced target is also quite important. They can come up with policy that actually promote equal opportunity for women in leadership roles. And
mm,
yeah, but this topic is actually quite important but complex issue which require lots of attention and action from the community. And when it comes to succeeding in the leadership roles, right? Women have actually experienced many barriers, just like what you have mentioned just now, the work-life balance,
mm,
stereotype, and society expectation, different forms of discrimination throughout the history. But I think it's getting better now because women in
mm,
leadership position are actually increasingly valued, right? And has some of the advantages for organization success as well as
mm,
promoting gender equality. And I mean, to summarize and to have a conclusion, I feel like we can actually create a more diverse, resilient, and successful organization by embracing the talents and perspective for women in leadership. and this is what our club advocate for. And this is, I think that's all for our today topics. And thank you, Twist, for coming. And finally, this is the Sunway Gender Equality Cup, and we talk about topics related to gender. And feel free to follow our Instagram and leave a comment below our video. And thank you for watching. And we hope to see you in the future episodes. Bye bye.
Thank you. Support Sunway Gender Equality Club.